7:44 on the time as I'm starting this message. I don't really know what it's specifically about. Just heard that I needed to go ahead and do the video. I've kind of been taking a little break and recentering myself and healing. And I'm sure that a lot of us have been on the same journey right now. So let's see what this message is about. The first thing that I heard before starting this message was it was reminding me of a vision that I got earlier today. And I heard that you are the one who has already broken the curses. Okay, it's not just you will be the generational curse breaker, or you will be the first this, or you will be the first that. No, you already are. From the second that you came here, you were. And this whole entire life has been every single thing that you have gone through has been a matter of realizing your own potential, realizing your own power, realizing that you've had what it takes, that you never needed anybody else to get you there, that you never needed any other energy to help you do this or help you do that it was always within you the whole time, that you were always right, that you were always the one clocking shit, that you were always in your power, that your intuition was always popping. All of those things, it's never that you had to build yourself into being this person. You already were. And this life was all about switching that perception into recognizing you, into seeing you. Because I feel like a lot of you have been through so many situations where it's you're going in relationship and friendship and job, and it's these people are not seeing you. Sometimes you get these people that they pretend to see you, and they pretend to, the word that wanted to come out was actually portray. They portray themselves as someone else just to get and harvest and use your energy. And the message that I'm getting, it's all of those lessons were just so that you could harvest your own power, if that makes sense. If I'm not making sense, let me say it this way. I know that people and I myself have said that things happen for a reason, right? And even for a long time, even though I said that, I wasn't quite sure what that reason really was. I just knew that it was for a bigger cause. Okay, I just knew that it was so that something could happen or something would end up and I would be better on the other side of it. But I wasn't really sure why, the purpose of what we were actually going through, all of this hardship was. And when I realized it, I had a couple of realizations, and I feel like this is only the tip of the iceberg. I feel like even as I realize this, and it's such a huge realization now, it is only just a tip of what we are about to stumble into. And what I realized was that a lot of these energies, and even there was a message that popped up that even explained some of it too, that these people, these energies, they are on a mission of their own. And some know it, some don't. But the point of their mission is to stop you from completing yours. When I realized that a lot of these energies, their whole entire goal is to make you feel like you're the problem, to make you feel like everything is your fault, to make you feel like you can't get out of this, to make you feel like this shit is so crippling, it's so debilitating that you wouldn't ever rise above it. They want to make you feel like you're crazy, like you're wrong, like it couldn't possibly this. And that's again going into people portraying themselves as something different. But it's they want you to believe you are not who you thought you were when you first came here, when you first arrived here on earth, when you were a kid and you felt that power within. And it wasn't something that you could really name, but it was something that you knew. It was just a knowing about yourself. Okay, you didn't question things about yourself. You didn't question how pretty you were or how handsome you were. You didn't question whether you could do something. You just tried it. And if you failed, you tried again. And if you really didn't like it, you just stopped doing it. But if you loved it, you kept going. It was things like that, just the natural, innate power that you already had to just do things without questioning yourself, without second guessing yourself. And a lot of these energies come through because they want you to be able to second guess yourself. They want you to be able to second guess what you believe or what you're connected to. They want you to question God. They want you to question why you're here and feel like you're running in circles, never knowing the real true reason why. That is the point. So when you actually alchemize those feelings, you alchemize those emotions, you alchemize these situations and the places that you've been in, the environments that you've been in, and you turn around and you do something better, it absolutely fucking baffles them. And there was a message that's coming through, and I was going to go ahead and put this elsewhere, but I'm going to go ahead and say a part of it now. A lot of us think that these people get on better after they screw us over, and that is not the case. You think that they're getting on better because all you see is the physical reality of what they're trying to show you. Maybe the picture perfect white picket fence, or the family, the kids, the wife, the husband, whatever. And it seems like everything is going their way. Maybe it looks like they're traveling over. They got this great job or more money or whatever. And it looks like things are going their way. And meanwhile, you think that you're struggling because the only thing that you have from that is something tangible is your actual glow up. It's the way that you took those things and you transmuted them into something else. It's the way that you honored your power and your strength and you connected back to yourself. It's the way that you centered yourself. It's the way that you stayed alone even when others needed validation from others. It's the way that you steadied yourself, healed yourself, pieced yourself back together. And you think that that's it. That's all you have to show for it. And that's nothing. That's barely anything. So somehow you're failing. Somehow you're not doing better than these people. And yet you are. Because these people will always just have that limitation. Just that limitation. It won't go any further than that. It might even recede. But you yourself have created this solid foundation. You have built a home of success from your trauma. And it starts with your mental. So you think that they have all these physical things and all you have is your mental, barely holding on by a thread, but you're there, you're hanging on. You know how thin a piece of thread is and how heavy a human body is? I know that we say that phrase a lot, like we're just hanging on by a thread. I'm just hanging on by a thread. And we think that that's weak. We think that that's barely something to acknowledge ourselves for. We don't even congratulate ourselves for. We don't buy a cake for it. We don't go out and pop champagne bottles for that when we say we're hanging on by a thread. But again, how tight and thin is a piece of thread? And how much do you weigh as a body, as a human body? So if you are really hanging on by a thread and you manage to hang on just long enough to pull yourself up from a piece of thread, please acknowledge your strength. Please acknowledge who the fuck you are. And I'm not about to sit there and dim this shit for nobody, because you shouldn't be dimming your shit for nobody. That's why I got the spotlight right on me. Because no, we're not about to sit here in the shadows and all you see is grainy pic. No, let's show the full picture. Let's show who you are. Excuse me for getting turned the fuck up, but your life is about to get turned the fuck up. So yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling the ancestral anger. I'm feeling the anger from your angels and your spirit team, actually. Because they are just about as done as you are. They are. They really are. And they want you to be able to see just how much power you have to hang on a single thread. And how many times have you been hanging on that thread? How many times have you fallen over the cliff and have been hanging on that thread? And how many times did you pull yourself over that cliff from just a single thread? Sometimes without anybody to put their hand down and help you up. You have to do that on yourself with just two fingers, crawling up like this. And somehow you did it. So please congratulate yourself. Let's start the message with that. Congratulate yourself. Honor yourself, because the things that have been popping up lately, and I know that so many messages have been on this, bro, because everybody's kind of going through this shit where so many things are coming into light. And I talked about this already. I made channels about this, how things were coming into light. And I wasn't the only one sensing this, that things were coming into light. And it honestly started with that spooky season, okay? Scorpio came in with something crazy. I usually unbox my tarot cards like before I even start. I didn't even do that. I just grabbed some and said, I gotta go. And I think that that's honestly almost the gist of this message. Sometimes you just gotta grab shit and go. Like, has anybody else been going through like major betrayal? What you feel like is loss and like lies and manipulation and things just coming to light. I started off by talking about the vision, but I don't think I really talked about it. But it was a vision. And it was really, it was, how do I even say this? It was such a very vivid like vision. It honestly brought me to my knees and in tears, truthfully. It was the direct representation of breaking the generational curses and what it looks like after. I saw, we have individuality at the top. I saw literally the gratitude, giving birth, and that complete gratitude. It is not just, oh, I just birthed a child. And the gratitude was coming from both the mother and the father. But it was just like the gratitude of, I came this far. I didn't even think I would be old enough to have a child of my own. I didn't even think that I was going to make it through the fire. I did not think that I would be here right now, surrounded by someone that truly loves and cares for me, and doctors that it's not just your any old life doctors that put their sacred energy into this to help birth a life into existence perfect and healthy. It was the complete feeling of almost like your life flashing before your eyes, but you're not dying. In fact, a new life is being born and created from that. And realizing that every single thing that you have gone through was because it was for something much bigger than you. And that gratitude of getting to create this life. And with this individuality card on top, it's actually perfect, because in that vision, there was something that it was just like, and I know, like, the way that I'm speaking, the way that I have been speaking, honestly, this year, my words have been choppy, messed up, like, whatever, but the message is still important regardless, so I'm going to keep going. But it was this vision of, thank God I am myself. Thank God I didn't follow the crowd. Thank God I didn't decide to follow my family and I was the black sheep. Thank God that I actually decided to go my own way and pave my own path, right? It was just this gratitude for who you became. And thanking yourself for not going against your own grain, right? Not following, the school leader or whatever. Like, you genuinely stuck to yourself. And because you did that, all of those things that you went through, the trauma, the hurt, the pain, all of those things, it was necessary, because now you realize that because you went through everything under the fucking sun, you get to teach them, your offspring, exactly that. And yes, they will have their own path and purpose to fulfill and their own mistakes and things to go through. It's not so that you can keep them from doing any of that or from living their life, but it's that you have this wisdom that can't be gained from anywhere else. It's that you now follow your own light force, right? Where you can teach your kids genuinely how you want to teach them. You know, it's not, well, we're just going to have to let the schools do their job and whatnot. And then your kid comes home and they don't even talk to you anymore because something happened and you will never know what happened, right? That's probably really triggering. I feel like that might have actually happened for someone in this collective, multiple people. I understand, truthfully. But it was like, it's that feeling of, no, you don't have to sit there and do that. You don't have to leave it up to everybody else. You don't have to leave your child's parenting up to society. You can teach them yourself from the lessons that you learned. You're able to, all of those things that you learned, all of those lessons, right? It taught you so many things, like how to truly love yourself, how to be devoted to yourself, how to be discerning and cautious of other energies, how important energy is, and how you have to watch who you're around, or, you know, what you invest your energy in. Things about boundaries, like you learned how to have proper boundaries. All of those things, even though the lesson was so goddamn hard, you went through the worst so that you could create the best. Not just for you, but for your offspring and essentially the world. I don't even want to dim that down. Like, no, the world. Truthfully. So with this individuality card at the top, there's just honestly so much gratitude for being you. But do you see also too, and I pointed this out the first time that I saw this walk sign. It's your time. It is literally your time. That yellow umbrella, the sun. And even she is glowing here. She has that gold on. She got a new purse, new bag, hair done, new outfit. Like, this is your time. And you don't need to ask permission. Because you have the right of way. You don't need to ask for permission. You don't need to search for answers outside of you. You don't need to do any of that. You have the right of way. And the light's on, baby. So it's time to start walking your own path. Okay? It doesn't matter where anyone else is going, because you know what? With this walkway, many people are going different ways, aren't they? If you're standing at a walkway, at a stoplight with multiple people and you're about to cross the street, not everybody's going the same way. Some people are crossing from the other way and going behind you. Some people are going your way, but then they're going to turn right, or they're going to turn left. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I was trying to say. Go straight, but whatever. They're not going to your destination, though. Even if somebody, you know, if you've ever caught the bus or whatever, and even just riding in a car and, like, you're driving all that way, and then you in the car, or, like, you and that person end up, like, at the same destination, that don't mean you're, like, doing the same thing. That don't mean y'all are there for the same exact thing. So the individuality. It's time for you to walk that walk, talk that talk, and do it your way. Your way. Because so many people have tried to dim you. You see how she has these sunglasses on? This card is just so important to start with, because you see how she has these sunglasses on? She is protected. She's shielding her eyes, bro. What does that mean? Because it just popped into my head. With that little kid, and he was like, I got my something shades on, bro. I cannot think of it for the life of me. He was talking about the haters. But like literally, like that's literally it. Like you're blocking the negativity, you're shielding yourself, and God is protecting you and shielding you. So not only do you have this protective sun energy, this divine masculine energy, just this divine energy, this light force watching over you, your own energy protecting you as well, because your higher self is coming through, and you need to understand that your inner child, it is a force to be reckoned with. Okay, so not only are you protected, you're walking through you're being shielded from the energy attacks that have been coming your way lately. So if you've been feeling foggy, if you've been feeling like each day is kind of just like a new freaking emotion, it's just like someone's spinning the wheel and they're like wanting to see what emotion you'll land on next, and then they just keep spinning and just kind of going through everything under the sun. If you've been feeling like that, if you've been feeling tired or exhausted, just so much lately, super emotional, like just know like those energy attacks are being lifted. They won't be able to harm you, and they're definitely not stopping you, because as you can see, that glitter was around her. She is walking forward. Okay, she just upped her protection. And it's so funny too, because everybody else has those black umbrellas, right? She got the yellow one. Chosen. This message might sound like it's a little all over the place. I don't know, it feels like it's a little all over the place to me, but it honestly is probably coming together really fucking, yeah. And even just the fact too, like, I haven't posted in a while because, like, I just, like, did not want to, I was honestly, like, protecting my energy. And anytime, like, I just have to, right? So, I was protecting my energy, but I was also feeling the energy of other people's projections. And I needed to come on, and God needed me to come on and just say something, say the message, and say it fucking with my chest, boldly, because that is the direct representation of this message. It is the physical representation of this message. Me hiding away because I don't want to be seen. I don't want people's energy attacks on me. I don't want whatever it is, you know, I don't want issues. I don't want drama or whatever. I'd, you know, just scared to rock the boat sometimes. And, you know, sometimes we get like that. But God just being like, no, you have to come on. And you have to shine that light right on you. And you just have to go. And you just have to do it. That's what this message is about. That despite all of the opposition, despite the layers and the layers of just like rocks that people have been trying to place upon your chest, okay, Salem witch trial style, they still cannot contain you, right? And I bet a lot of those mother witches and people that they did that to, placed all those rocks upon, and they did so many things just to take these people out, right? And I bet that they've all reincarnated. And I bet that a lot of them are here today in the 144,000. And you know what else I bet? That they're all fucking witches. For real this time. No, like, I'm being so serious. Please do not take me lightly. These messages, my videos, are not for jokes. They're not for fun. I'm sorry, it's not for entertainment. It's really not. I be saying real shit, and I actually be activating shit. So get with the program. And that's what you're telling people. Get with the program. No matter what tries to come upon you, no matter what they try to place upon you, this is your season to walk. And that season is not going to end. Okay? All 4 seasons belong to you. Ma'am, sir. They, them, all seasons belong to you. I've been getting that, like, meme lately. My spirit team has been talking to me with, like, memes lately because I said I wanted to do that just to, like, make things fun and light. And so, like, they all send me, like, memes, like, about other people's energy sometimes. And, like, the latest one that I have been getting is, like, they'll, like, put different captions, too. So, like, the latest one that I have been getting is, like, when they think that they're actually, like, finna play with you. And spirit is just like, yeah, on my watch. That is what they have been showing me, literally. So just, no, not on their watch. Not on your watch, not on anybody's watch. I'm sorry. But no, I'm actually not sorry. Make a wish. blissed out, awakened. That's... I'm sorry, but we're like talking and we're like getting all this like hyped up energy, like getting angry and all this, and then like the fucking rest of the cards are like, make a wish. Yo, you're so blissed out, man. You're so awakened. But no, for real, this hasn't been love and light. Like, this really hasn't been all love and light. But you haven't been working for nothing. You haven't been doing all that work for nothing. You really haven't. So that is why Spirit wants you to make a wish right now. Any wish. As many wishes as you can. I don't know who... Look, I know like the whole genie thing. You got 3 wishes, blah, blah, blah. Make as many wishes as you want, please. You're not talking to a genie, okay? You're not talking to a little genie in a bottle. You're talking to God. And I want you to make as many wishes as you can. And actually, they're not just wishes, they're demands. If you make a wish, it has to come true. That's it. Like, there's nothing else besides that. You made the wish, you made the demand. It's going to come true. And it's like Spirit really wants you to connect. You've been like this with God, really. But Spirit's just like, don't forget just how connected we are in every sense of the word. When you wake up and you're talking, even when you're just talking in the air, when you're talking in the mirror, and you think when you're just thinking that you're talking to yourself, you're always talking to God, and you are God. So now it's like, rely on that. Rely on the fact that what you want is yours. Stay in that energy. And the reason why you're going to have to stay in that energy is because being reminded of the shades again. The energy attacks, the lies, deceit, the manipulation, all of those shadow aspects, they're not going to stop. Let's say that. They're not going to stop. But that doesn't mean that they're going to hit you. That doesn't mean that they're going to harm you. Right? Because you can't have light without the shadow, right? So it's like Spirit is reminding you to really focus and hone in on what it is that you desire. Focus on your visualizations, on your wishes, and what you're actually calling into your reality right now. And focus on the fact that it is already yours. And I know people say this a lot. Sometimes it sounds irritating because you're like, girl, have you seen my bank account? Like, what are you talking about? But like, that is why my messages lately have been talking about us being above the program. Because it's not about any of the material. Even that vision today, right? A reminder that it was never about the material possessions. It was never about what we thought was on the surface. It was never about what society painted as, this big horrible thing. It was always about the feeling that was going to come from all of that. The feeling that lay underneath it all, okay? What was at the very core root of everything. And that was the divine unconditional love. That was the gratitude, right? Those were all the feelings, the emotions that you felt of just truly feeling so thankful and divine and accepting and seeing and recognizing the divinity in everyone, including yourself. I keep staring at this blissed out I was about to say that, but I keep staring at this blissed out card, and I probably cut the last message off. That's okay, because Spirit was drawing me towards this. But I just want to say, like, you really are having the time of your life. 2026. And it's not because you're looking for something outside of you or waiting on anything to happen, but it's genuinely because you make it happen for yourself. I feel like it's all leading back to this first card that came out. Like, with her walking forward and choosing to walk her own path, choosing to honor her own individuality, and yes, she's going to shine brighter than most, and that is okay. She's going to honor that. Yes, she is different, she is unique, she is out there, she has her own path, and it is more than okay to be wild and to follow that path. And I just feel like with this card, it was giving me like the energy, as you can see, like she's at a concert, right? They're at a concert. It was giving me this energy of more like, I'm hearing parties, I'm hearing celebrations, but like I'm hearing that you're making it happen for yourself. Like all this time, you thought you had to wait on other people to get started on things, or you thought you had to wait on other people to have fun or to truly enjoy your life, or that you needed other people to do something. It's like the energy that I keep getting. And it doesn't even, like, maybe you weren't specifically waiting on like friends but just like the energy, like you were waiting on the energy of something. That's what it feels like. And it feels like with this card coming through, it's like, yeah, man, you are blissed the fuck out because you are choosing to be. The more that you focus, what you focus your attention on grows, right? So the more that you're focusing on yourself, pouring that self-care back into yourself, being more gentle with yourself, being more loving with yourself, honoring yourself in all of your divinity. When I say honoring yourself, sometimes I come up with these like really simple words for things, but they mean so much more than what I'm just saying. Like a lot of words I'll repeat, like I'll say your power, your magic, your divinity. I'll say words like that, and it's very much repeated, right? But it's because it means so much deeper than what is just on the surface. It has a very visceral meaning to it. It's myriad of things that I'm talking about. So I'm kind of just using one word for a multiple meaning of things sometimes. But this card, this energy, the more that you're focusing on yourself, the more your life is growing. And it's because you're choosing to be. Do you see this Awaken card? Like, do you see all of these cards? Actually, whoa, let's focus on this. No, yeah, that's what it is. Whoa, okay. Notice how every single card that comes up, from the very first one, individuality, and I said it all leads back to this card, right? Individuality. And she's walking. And I literally said, like, you're walking your path, right? Now notice the Make-A-Wish card. Again, she's here, she's making a wish, she's at this water fountain. It looks like she's on a beautiful trip. It may even look like she's like a tourist. Like, it looks like she's genuinely like going out, enjoying nature. She has the bag slung over, but she's by herself. She's by herself. She's making a wish. She's enjoying. It literally looks like the scene of like a travel picture, but she's by herself. Blissed out. The concert, we were just looking at this. She is by herself. You're not seeing her turn to other friends. There's no other bodies that are like present, right? Like obviously we see the crowd, but there's no other physical body that we can really see other than her and the person on stage making that divine connection. She came to the concert alone. And then we have this Awaken card. And look, she's here. She's clearly like in front of a mirror, right? And it's clear she's in a studio, but she's by herself. That is no coincidence. That is why we are literally talking about this. That is why you're not waiting on anybody. So we're literally talking into the energy of yourself. Right now, you are I gotta take my glasses off for this. Right now, you are the most important thing, person, energy that matters, okay? And I'm not saying fuck your friends, fuck your family, but I'm just saying, like, right now, that's what matters. And this message is very specific, okay? It is for specific people. But it's like you have been going, this is the message for the people who have been giving so much of their energy out to other people and have been in relationships and friendships and jobs and situationships that don't pour into them, who have been in this waiting energy of just waiting for things to happen. You know, when I have this or when I have that, then I'll do that. You know, when these people are around, or when I have my soul tribe, then I'll do that. Or, you know, like you're just waiting. But you're not doing that anymore. And that's why this energy of 2026 is so different. And it is a 1 year. It is a 1 year. Okay? One, leading right back to the self, the identity. So you're letting go of every single thing outside of you that truly does not serve you. And it's not just things that don't serve you, but honestly, that's the core. But you're letting go of things that you've been serving that don't serve you. People, situations, energies. And the more that you focus your energy on exactly this, your own wishes, your desires, staying in the energy, in the feeling of that, hugging yourself every morning and tapping into the energy of gratitude because you are here and because there is nobody like you that could ever, ever touch what you have touched and lived. So now you are coming back. You have been pouring your energy back into these past 2 days have been very significant because you have been pouring back the energy into yourself. And it started small. It started as you planting these seeds, but now you're coming back and you're starting to enjoy who you are again. And you're coming back into the identity of self. And it's not just this person of, oh, I was like this, you know, back in high school, or I was like this back in '09. It's not like that. It's more so you know that it's new. You're calling it a new identity. You know that it's a new identity, someone that you have never touched before, someone that you have never been before, but at the same time, it is wholeheartedly you, and it feels like you, and it feels like you're coming back home because you are. That's who you were from the get-go, without anybody trying to harvest your energy or paint themselves as someone else or paint a picture over you and call you something else. Okay, you are the art. You are the painting. And when I see this card, the reason why it was giving me the energy of you're making this happen for yourself is because you are done. You are so done. That's where some of the anger comes from, because you are so done with these energies and with these situations and these cycles that you have had to break over and over again. Some of you, probably all of you, have been through it's like it was the same situation. Like it was Groundhog's Day, bro. Do the same thing over and over and over again, just in different forms and different places, different cities. And it was so tiring. And you really were hanging on a thread. Okay? And sometimes it wasn't for days or weeks. Sometimes it was for months and years that you were hanging by that thread and felt like you couldn't get back up. But I am so proud of you for hanging on to that thread, and the fact that that you even had the magic for that to not break. Hello? So now you are being elevated. You are being elevated. That self-care matters. That self-devotion, it matters. For some of these people, I'm sorry, I keep saying some, but honestly, these people trying to go against you, trying to be your biggest op, while you know that even if you had nothing else, you would always have your breath, They don't even know that. Okay? They don't even know that. They're not even aware of that. They don't have real power. They're counting on you and others to stay down so that they can step on the bodies and say that they're naturally that height. Like, no, we can see the bodies under you. We see them. We just saw you use them as a ladder, bro. Like, you're not fooling anybody. You're not that tall. But it's not working. So while it may be something that always is there, though, I'm getting a reminder that energy can always be transmuted. But it felt like an energy from like way beyond now, like way in the future, if that makes sense. So I'm curious to know what that's about. But back to the reading. I am just like really shocked at how all of these cards came out, and everyone, they're alone. But that doesn't mean that they're alone. They're just honoring themselves, honoring their bodies, not waiting on anybody, because they know that this is their time to shine and no one's going to stop them from that. That's why 2026 is your year, because I know that you can feel it too. I know that you can feel the difference between all the other years prior and now. I know you can feel that drive. I know you can feel that restlessness, that motivation that is simmering underneath the pot. I know you can feel it. I know you can feel a change coming. I know that you can feel that something big is about to happen for you, that something big is about to occur. I know that you can feel it. I know that you know that you want to make this next year different. And I know that you are making a vow to yourself that it will be different, that it won't be like all the years, because you can sense something different this time. And it's because the real identity is shifting. I'm like seeing a vision of mirrors right now. Almost like one of those like mirror rooms or whatever, like a carnival. But it's actually like people. Have y'all ever seen Camp Rock? You ever seen Camp Rock? And it's that scene where I think her name was Tessa or something like that. And she was like on stage and she had been lip singing, right? And she was making it sound like her voice was this, it was that, or whatever. And she was just like the most popular or whatever. And everybody thought she was this, and nobody thought she was lip singing, right? And then like they're like spinning all of those mirrors around her. It's like these guys, and they have like these full body mirrors, and they're on wheels, and they're like spinning them around her. And she's like looking all of them, and pretty much like her identity kind of like the mask falls, right? And she gets tripped up and can't keep up with the backtrack on her voice. And everybody finds out that she's been lip singing the entire time. It's like that. It's like these people have been spinning these mirrors around and making you believe that it was one thing, or that it's gonna be one thing, and it's not. They're getting tripped up really quick, very easily. For some of y'all, it has already happened, like you're seeing this person get tripped up. And for others, this person, multiple people, you're going to be seeing it. And I don't even think that you're about to be bothered at all. Like, I really see you unbothered. And again, this blissed out card, like, you are not caring. You're really not caring, because now you're in your energy. There's nothing about these cards that say, oh, I care what other people think. There are nothing about these cards that say, oh, I'm a wait for Sally to go ahead and show up to the gym today because, you know, I need my workout partner. Like, no. There is everything about this that says I'm not waiting on nothing and nobody. If I want to start some shit, if I want to go after something, if I want to start that business, if I want to travel here, if I want to start a new class, I'm going to do it. There's everything here about I am going to reparent myself. You know, one of the things that I was working on earlier in the year, it was my mother and father wounds. And it was realizing that I didn't want to take up the mantle of my father in my life. I didn't want to be the person that denied myself of what it is that I truly wanted in this life. I wanted to be the person to reparent myself and give my inner child, give my present self what she needs. Whether that be comfort or a new environment or a new people, place, whatever it is. I wanted to be able to give her that. And I made this like vow to myself, and that's kind of what I see coming through here. It's that you are now reparenting yourself. You are giving yourself what you truly deserve, and that is why God is asking you not to focus on the energies trying to stop you, not to focus on the energies trying to cause drama or, sub you or anything like that, but to solely focus on you. Start slow, start small, because the simple things really matter. It is not the grand, it's the simple things, it's the little things. It's that hot shower. It's just making sure that you're warm. It's making sure that your digestion is good. So you drink something, I don't know, like hot, it's just making sure that you get enough sunlight and enough hydration. Start small, with something slow. But the more that you do this and just getting into that feeling of self-care and honoring your body for what it truly is. When I say to honor, I mean, it's not just, okay, I know I'm the God, I know I'm the goddess, okay? I truly mean worshiping yourself like you worship a God, okay? It is the daily act of devotion and ritual, okay? If you are praying multiple times to a God, I need you to provide that same consistency to yourself. I need you to commit to yourself as much as you commit to a religion or a practice or another person. This is the energy that God wants you to be in. You see this candle, okay? She got her own little altar out. Okay, she's doing her little meditation, her ritual. She is activating that care within herself. She's at this concert. She's by herself. And you know what? It takes a lot of courage to go and show up in places where there's crowds of people and usually everybody's banding together, but you're coming alone. But that's what you're doing. And it's not saying that you will be alone, but it is saying that you don't care anymore whether you are or not. Because regardless, you're getting your soul tribe. Regardless, you're getting your own version of what success looks like to you. And if that's the white picket fence and the family and all of that, then yes, you are getting it. You are getting what you prayed for, and you are getting what you asked for. All you need to do is pour that devotion into yourself. There is just something so much, I keep going back to that individuality card. There's really something about really paying attention to your differences, your uniqueness. There's something about paying attention to what makes you different. Paying attention to what others have tried to shun you for, ostracize you for, pay attention to what others tried to discard you for. It's like that very essence, that very thing is exactly the key. Okay. Okay, I took out multiple cards, but I don't even feel like I need any. Okay. Take out my Plus Ultra deck because y'all have had to use that Plus Ultra strength, so we're going to use that and see what's coming out here. This is the Major Arcana deck, so by False Deity Comic. I got this from Etsy. So beautiful. I don't know why I'm squinting right now. Like, what am I looking for? What am I looking for? And then a card pops out. Judgment. And it's judgment, bro. It's judgment. That's funny that that's the card that popped up, because when I was like squinting and I was like, what am I looking for? I like got like this feeling. Sometimes it doesn't come in words, but it comes in a feeling that can translate as words. But it was like this feeling of like you've been investigating, you've been looking, you've been seeing just how much like people are like you've been like unveiling all of these, right? Ah. Spirit had you uncover these things for a reason. Spirit had you uncover and like expose these people for who they truly are because of this judgment that they're bringing. Everything that you do has been a test, right? But when you like, and what I mean by that is just like, these people that have been coming into your life, they've been a test, right? They've been a test. God has been testing them, and like, they've been failing. But it's like, when I say that everything you do, it's a test, it's like, you'll expose these people for who they are. You may say something, you may clock the truth, you may, put your foot down, say you're bound, whatever. But it's like, you clock and you expose this person's like truth and their false mask. And sometimes you don't even have to do anything and they'll go ahead and expose it, right? But whenever you go ahead and like expose this truth and you come and you're like, okay, this is what I got, like, this is the tea, are you going to do anything about it? Are you going to show up truthfully now, right? This is the best way I can say that. And then they still are like, nah, I'm still gonna be a fucktard. And then God's like, oh, okay. And that's what this judgment card is. That's what that test is. So that's why, if you have like investigated and if you found, and that one's very specific, but if you found out some stuff and like if you've exposed someone for who they truly are and like it's just all come into light, like the test was to see what they would do with that and how they would continue to treat you. They were already going to get their karma for everything that they had already put you through. This is really specific. But now that they've like still like continued to just like play with you, and this isn't just one person, like this is also multiple energies that I'm talking about. Now that they've like continued to play with you, they're getting like the worst of the worst. Which is funny, because I actually just remembered that we started this reading and we were talking about like how the people, pretty much that they was gonna get their shit. Okay, I can't even speak right now. Legit. I'm sorry if they don't want this message to come out, but like, we talked about this and we literally said that if it seemed like it's good on the outside, trust me, baby, it's not. And it might even recede. But that's what just this judgment card is for. That's some tea. Not a problem though. We have the death card. Literally the death card on top. But you know something? What did I say? I'm sorry, but like, what did I say earlier? We were talking about the Salem witch trials, and I was saying how, like, I feel like some of those people have reincarnated into this time. And with this death card and Nana Shimura, I don't know if I pronounced that right, but with her on here, right, she is one of the, like, the vestiges of One for All, right? She is one of the people who have passed on, a predecessor, right? She has literally, like, she's there. The embers of her energy are there, reincarnated to add on more power to whoever gets the, like, the power next, you know, whatever. I don't know how to explain this right now with, okay. Please bear with me. Please bear with me. But with this death card, it's like she's here, right? And she has been reincarnated each and every time. Her energy does not die out. I'm not going to spoil anything. Her energy does not die out, right? So with this card here and that being on top, it is literally the direct depiction of exactly that. Because I know that I am speaking to a collective. I know that some of y'all can really resonate with having been connected and knowing that you may be connected or feeling like you may be connected to the Salem witch trials. And there's this energy. It's not even just that, though. It's not even just the Salem witch trials, is it? No. It's about the fact that there's been a vow made upon lifetimes and lifetimes that they would never be able to win against you. Even if you were to die in one lifetime, you would come back in the next and succeed. That's the energy it's giving me. So even with, like, what we were talking about, it's like this energy is you. You are the one who's been reincarnated, and that's why so many things feel so much deeper than they really are, because it is part of it's part of something much bigger, okay? She wasn't just this hero that got one for all, and yeah, she wasn't just this hero that got one for all, and she just had her own path, like, and then she just died and that was it. Like, no. She died and her spirit was still alive because the purpose was bigger than her. So you have been reincarnated in this lifetime with a purpose bigger than you. That's why you're not going to fail. That is why this energy, even if it exists, can't fully touch you. That is why these people are experiencing Judgment Day for the rest of their lives, and that will be their Groundhog Day. Okay, so while you thought you were going through that with your pain, baby, I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for these people. I don't feel sorry for these energies at all, because your spirit's coming back with a vengeance. That's why in this lifetime you're so chosen and so destined to just be better, to just continue to work on yourself. That's why you do things like this. You go out, you got to meditate, you got to connect to yourself, you got to connect to spirit, you got to connect to the soul. You got to come on YouTube and you got to watch videos like this. You got to go on TikTok, you got to watch videos like this. You got to expand your mind. There was a reason why you came here to do that. And it's because you have been through everything. You thought you went through everything in this lifetime. It's still a culmination of everything in every past life now coming together. That's why you have the strength to be able to hang on by a thread and have it not snap. That's why you have the strength to be able to pull yourself over, even if you have no one else to help you or to hold a hand out to you. The things that you have been through in all of your past lives, I do not know. I know that it has been painful. I know that there has been not every single past life has been like that, but I do sense that. I cannot tell you the details right now. What I can tell you is that your spirit has come back for a divine vengeance. It is not something that's meant to suck the power out of people. It's meant to it's something that gives the light back to people. That is why this channel, and I know I keep saying that is why, but it's because everything's kind of connecting. Like, you know how like people, the red tape and they connect that's how it's connecting in my head. My channel being the Lighthouse Speaks. You are the lighthouse. This is so powerful and much deeper than I realized. And it's like, there's so many things like coming up that I'm just like realizing one after the other. Like, oh, that is why. And it's all connecting together. You cannot lose in this lifetime. And those energies trying to stop you, they cannot win. They don't know how deep your lineage goes. They don't know how deep your ancestry goes. They don't know what life this is for you, okay? They are not aware of why you keep getting back up. They're not aware of why you are the James Bond of this, I don't even know, the Terminator. They don't know why you just keep going, I'll be back. They don't know why. But your soul does. It came here for something so much bigger than you. So when God asks you to just take that time and center yourself and take care of yourself, understand that you deserve it. Please understand that you deserve it. It's not just this lifetime of things that you have been going through. It is all the past lives. So sit down, relax, slow down, rest and receive, and allow yourself to love on yourself in the most divine ways that you can. And you don't need anyone's permission to do that. You don't need permission for anyone to do anything, okay? Period. Take that time for yourself, because that self-care, it's not just self-care. Like, it's not just self-care. You have to understand that it is part of the awakening. Please understand. I don't know how to explain this right now. It is part of the awakening. I don't know how to explain this without telling you that it's absolutely dire and that you just need to do it. Like, it is a part of the awakening. You're going to receive more answers, more clarity, and a strengthening of your magic and power the more that you just rest and go back to yourself. Step into center. I don't know how to explain this in like English. You have to, I don't know, like, why is this even like, I'm like, why am I stressed? No, because I really do feel like people have been stressed though. I feel like people have been stressed the fuck out. I'm hearing that meme where it was Miley and she was talking about Britney Spears and she was like, y'all need to free this bitch. This shit's stressing me the fuck out. That's what it's giving me. That's what it's giving me. Like, and it's not, yeah, they need to free you because it's been stressing you the hell out. But that's what Spirit's calling me into. Seriously. It's just that you have to come back into yourself. This blissed out feeling, that green light on go, this rainbow, this paradise, it is for you. It is for you. Spirit just keeps wanting me to just like emphasize this, just in case it didn't get out any clearer. But something's trying to come through to you. That's why it's like really, something's trying to come through to you. There is something that is trying to come to you. Whether it be an answer that you've been looking for, an opportunity, something. There's something that is trying to come to you, an energy, something. But it's going to come when you're in that space of resting and taking care of yourself. That's why that message is really important. Because I just felt like a huge like thing of relief, actually. Okay. Yeah, I just felt like a huge weight just like lifted off. That's why it's important. And I'm talking about self-care right now and all of this right now. Like, just trust me, okay? Something's about to come through, and you just need to be focused on yourself to receive it. Love might be part of it. Your intuition, answers, like I was saying. This is the Hangman in reverse. I'm getting opportunities from this. And we also literally have the Sun card. Oh, and the Star. Okay. And I'm going to stop that there. Though, I am being called to that Tower card at the top. Is that for them or... Is that for them or for them? Is that for them or for them? Is that for collective or for them? They said flip the card on the back over and you'll get your answer. So we have the Tower card on the front, right? So I was like wondering if that was for you or the people trying to go against you, right? But we have Justice on the back here. So we know that justice is for you. And I think I will leave it there. Actually, this has been pretty long. I didn't even need a lot of cards here like I thought. And it was kind of all over the place, but I hope you guys were with me and understood this, even with me not being able to speak English half the time. Thank you for listening. I appreciate that. But seriously, thank you, and I hope you just, like, enjoy life. My brain is just, like... Pray for me, y'all, and I'll continue to pray for you. I'm going through it in the best ways possible. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, and please watch out for things coming up, okay? Check those YouTube posts out and videos that will be coming. And things. And I love you, and please keep shining your light. Take care of yourself. Please honor yourself. You truly are the god, the goddess, and look, please, this world is fucking useless without you, okay? Okay, it's like I need you to hang in there, okay, babes? I need you to hang in there. Can't do it without you, babes. They're fucking useless, please. Get it together, babes. 2026 is our year. They're not stopping us. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your night or day or whenever you are watching this. And you are so blessed. Thank you for listening. I love you.